Hi, everyone. The 3PGC board is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Sydney Banks' Enlightenment experience. They've asked some of us to share briefly what the three principles mean. My name is Christa Campsall, and I was fortunate to come across the three principles in 1975. My life before I had my first insight into the three principles looked like I had good intentions to be happy personally and successful professionally. But with all my good intentions, it was always hit and miss because I believed happiness was created from my circumstances, and my success professionally was also hit and miss in that I was a pre-service teacher at the University of BC. And although my skill set and personality was such that I was successful teaching students who were on a learning path already, but fell short when it came to teaching students with a variety of challenges. I actually thought this was a personal shortcoming, so I took a year off the program to determine if I really would finish and become a teacher. My insight was that thought creates reality. My friend at the time, he's now my spouse, Bob Campsall, came to visit me right after hearing Sydney Banks speak at a public talk on Salt Spring Island. There was a newfound feeling that Bob brought with him, but I must say that thought creates reality at first was something that I really argued with and didn't believe. I believed that circumstance created my reality. But for whatever reason, being young and just developing my philosophy, being intrigued by the feeling, anyway, I began to experiment in my day-to-day life, in moment to moment. And I started to see that, yes, indeed, there was an undeniable logic that thought was impacting my reality in the moment. It was exhilarating, to be honest. It was like I had this newfound feeling, and all this extra thought and judgment and analysis just fell away. And what was in its place was a calm, clear mind. Really felt amazing. I was just heading into my practicum at this time and found that with this newfound feeling and my mind that was calm and clear, I found I was able to be present with my students. And I found that I was able to be successful to help them onto a learning path. So I was really happy with this and carried on with the program. A few months later, I was invited to hear Sydney Banks speak at one of the Gulf Islands. And at this meeting, again, I was really struck by the feeling and the sense of knowing that Sid shared when he spoke. And I came away with another insight, which was more of a deep feeling than anything. But as words were put to this feeling, it was that it's the wisdom that I've been after. I've been chasing the intellect, looking for certain satisfaction, and it's really the wisdom that has the deep feeling. And I found that wisdom and intellect could synchronize, and then you get the best of both. So that was that. My life has changed since gaining a new understanding based on the 3 principles. My life has totally changed since gaining a new understanding based on the 3 principles. I used to think my happiness was dependent on outside circumstances, that life happened from the outside in. And to be honest, I felt entitled. And because of that, I would at times feel disappointed or disgruntled because I was looking at what isn't. But now I know that a feeling of gratitude is possible and is available. And then a focus on looking at what is where the joy is. My practice has changed since gaining a new understanding based on the 3 principles. My practice has changed in that I know every student is worthy of experiencing human dignity. And furthermore, I know that as a teacher, I can draw this dignity out and build kids up. It's a wonderful thing to show students that they have this capacity and that they can be happy and successful with their learning despite past circumstances. I see this understanding changing the field of mental health. And this is through the lens of being a special education teacher. And from that new perspective in my leadership role, I could see that 3 principles informs psychology, and psychology informs special education. The 3 principles can effectively be prevention and remediation. So vital in today's school settings, no matter where we are in the world. About 6 years ago, I retired from my full-time teaching position as the chair of the school-based special ed department. And I began to co-author a set of 3 principles-based materials. And I did this with a small team of longtime colleagues. And we're still creating an ever-expanding set of these materials that are reaching kids worldwide. And a few years ago, new colleagues grounded in the 3 principles have joined us and have created multiple translations, for example. So these materials are in the hands of learners in many countries in the global community. Just imagine the power of these children and youth having this knowledge to use to strengthen their mental health, to help them with success with learning, and to navigate life generally. It's simple and it's happening. I know for the past 48 years, I've seen the value of the 3 principles in my own life, the life of my children, lives of my grandchildren, and also the lives of my students. What the 3 principles mean to me is deep feelings of love, happiness, contentment, and compassion. I regularly go to Sydney Banks Materials. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of his enlightenment experience, and he has the deepest knowing, being as it was his experience. So his materials are a wonderful regular go-to for me, and I hope they are for you too. So thanks to 3PGC for this opportunity to share a little bit. I wish you all the best on your journey, and bye for now.